lecture, we are going to see what it means to take decisions in an organized context. Each person is taking several decisions every day. Think about one of your normal day. You need to select at which time you are going to wake up. This is a decision. You need to decide what you want to have for breakfast. This is a decision. You need to decide which clothes you are going to wear. This is a decision. As you could imagine, each of these decisions is taken and might also be very relevant, but is not comparable with taking decisions within an organized context. But is it different to take decisions within an organized context? As a matter of fact, it is different because there are several variables that are interrelated each other to consider and to monitor. Let's try to see and understand which are these main variables. First of all, it is important to remember that if you are willing to take decisions within an organized context, you need to identify which are the boundaries of your organization. Sometimes the organization is just your company, sometimes is the whole supply chain, in other cases might be your organizational unit, etc. For example, you could imagine the decision of the sales department to enter into a new market, such as the USA. The organization is not a standalone entity, but is definitely impacted by the external environment. The organization is thereby impacted also by the external environment, and this is going to influence how decisions can be taken. For example, the decision of entering into the USA market is impacted by the number of competitors already operating into the market requirements of customers of the new market, or the regulation operating into the country. But what we are willing to investigate in this class is mainly which are the main elements to consider within the organization. First of all, it is important to take into account that when decisions are taken within organized contexts, there are multiple actors. Several actors interact with each other. Some of them are integral part of the decision. Some of them are bringing either resources or constraints to the process. Some of them are just impacted by the decision of other stakeholders. For example, sales manager is in charge of the decision, but perhaps this should be discussed with the CEO and the board of directors. Marketing department might bring some resources to better investigate the final decision. Production department and logistics department are impacted on their routine operations. A key issue to consider is that multiple actors are also implying multiple objectives. At least each actor might take a different goal from the decision. The sales manager is willing to increase the revenue. The marketing manager is willing to improve the company image. The CEO is willing to increase the profit. The board of directors is willing to increase the value of the company on the financial market. But actually, each actor might also have multiple objectives, not always consistent each other. The sales manager is willing to increase the revenue, but also willing to achieve the bonus at the end of the year. The marketing manager is willing to improve the company image, but also to use the new market to launch new products, and so on and so forth. The joint analysis of multiple actors and multiple objectives might have several effects. Sometimes different objectives pursued either by a single actor or by multiple actors might be not maximized simultaneously, generating some trade-offs. For example, the marketing manager is willing to use the US market to increase product range through the launch of new products, but the production manager is willing to exploit the US market through an increase of the order batches and so reducing setup costs. Very often, different actors to foster multiple objectives are required to set up a negotiation with counterparts. Negotiation might be with external actors such as customers, suppliers, or third parties. Much more frequent, as well as challenging to manage, is actually the negotiation with internal actors, such as colleagues of the same units or of different units. For example, the marketing manager is very likely going to negotiate with the production manager to identify an adequate order batching, thereby balancing the need of flexibility with the purpose of efficiency. In some cases, negotiation is not effective or not sufficient, and some conflicts might arise. People are sharing resources or have contradictory goals, and so some conflicts may arise. If the marketing manager and the production manager are not able to find an agreement through the negotiation, they may reach a conflict.